Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So today we're actually doing something a little bit different on the channel. I'm going to go ahead and vote for the 2019 All-MLB team. Now I'm going to explain to you what this is because this is brand new to Major League Baseball and the offseason. So as most of you know, I'm assuming, in the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game, we get to vote for the players that we want to see. They actually did this election thing this year as well to go along with the voting. And for the most part, you're choosing the best players to represent the American League and the National League in the first half of the year. Well, Major League Baseball said, we like that idea, but why not do something at the end of the year to see who the best players were at each position throughout all 162 games. And I think this is really cool. So essentially what this is us fans are going on and we are voting for the best player at each position with the American League and National League combined. And that's really cool. We're going to see some of the best players on this ballot. We're going to go ahead and pick the ones, or I'm going to pick the ones that I think deserves to be the best player at this said position. And we're going to go through, I'm going to take you through my votes and who's the candidates and all their stats and everything. And I'm just really excited. I think this is really cool. I did a similar video like this for the All-Star Game voting, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're taking the best of every team and all the positions, and we're going to go ahead and vote. If you guys are ready for this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who you'd vote for down below in the comment section at each position. And without further ado, let's get into the voting. Okay, so we're going to start off with the voting at first base. And again, this is the American League and National League combined, some of the best players at first base in the entire game. The possible candidates you could choose from are Jose Abreu, Pete Alonso, Josh Bell, Freddie Freeman, Yuli Gurriel, Matt Olson, Anthony Rizzo, and Carlos Santana. Now, I'm going to narrow my list down to just 4 players, and those are the first 4 I mentioned: Abreu, Alonso, Bell, and Freeman. If we're looking at stats here, Jose hit 33 home runs, 123 ribbies, 284 average, but then you had rookie Pete Alonso, 53 home runs, 120 RBIs, a 260 average. Josh Bell hit 277 with 37 dingers, 116 ribbies, and Freddie Freeman hit 295, 38 home runs, 121 RBIs, and he also had 6 stolen bases. So I think I'm going to go ahead and vote for Pete Alonso as my All-MLB first baseman. I do get that it could go to any of these guys, and I know that this is a really hard decision for everyone, not just me, but there are definitely guys like Abreu and Freeman and Bell, so pretty much all of them, that deserve it equally as much as Pete does in my opinion. But I do have to give it to the rookie phenomenon. 53 home runs, he set a record, 120 ribbies. His average wasn't great, and if you look at how many more home runs he had compared to everyone else, his RBI count is just about the same. But I'm going to go ahead, vote Pete Alonso. Moving over to second base, we have some more great candidates, and those include Ozzy Albies, Jose Altuve, DJ LeMahieu, Whit Merrifield, Maxi Muncy, and Jonathan Villar. For me, I do think I'm going to have to be a little biased here and go with DJ LeMahieu, but out of all these guys, he had the highest average. He was a great leadoff man. He has the most RBIs as well with 102, the only candidate on this list with triple-digit RBIs. 5 stolen bases isn't too bad, and then 26 home runs, but he's not necessarily a power hitter. I like DJ LeMahieu for this, and I am a Yankees fan, but I do think he deserves to be the best second baseman this year. Not anything against Altuve or Albies or Merrifield or anyone else for that matter that I'm not voting for. Just saying I do like DJ LeMahieu for this pick. Heading over to shortstop now, we have some more big names in the game, including Tim Anderson, Javi Baez, Xander Bogaerts, Francisco Lindor, Jorge Polanco, Marcus Semien, Trevor Story, and Gleyber Torres. However, for me, right off the bat, I don't think it's even really much of competition. I'm going to go ahead, vote for Xander Bogaerts of the Boston Red Sox. He hit 309 with 33 home runs, 117 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and a 939 OPS. I mean, this guy absolutely demolished the baseball. He also has a great glove out there at shortstop, and I think this is the easy pick for me. I know that there is guys like Tim Anderson who have a better average, or someone like Trevor Story who has more home runs, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at everything combined, and Xander Bogaerts is the complete package. Over at the hot corner now, your nominees at third base are Nolan Arenado, Alex Bregman, Chris Bryant, Matt Chapman, Rafael Devers, Josh Donaldson, Eduardo Escobar, Yohan Moncada, Mike Moustakas, Anthony Rendon, and Eugenio Suarez. Now, I have to pick one of these guys. They are all very good at third base, hitting-wise and defensively. I'm going to kind of narrow it down a little bit here to guys such as Anthony Rendon, Rafael Devers, Alex Bregman, and Nolan Arenado. But I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go ahead and choose Nolan of the Colorado Rockies. He hit 315, 41 home runs, 118 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a 962 OPS. He can definitely be considered as one of the best players in Major League Baseball and easily one of the best at third base. So I have to go ahead and pick him here for the All-MLB team this past year. Now behind the plate, your catching nominees are Wilson Contreras, Mitch Garver, Yasmani Grandal, Roberto Perez, JT Realmuto, Gary Sanchez, and Christian Vasquez. Now, this is an easy pick for me. I'm going with JT Realmuto of the Philadelphia Phillies. He hit 275 with 25 home runs, 83 RBIs, and an 820 OPS. Did not have the most home runs on this list. He did have the best average, however, and he also had the most RBIs. His OPS is not even up there for the top 3 when it comes to these catchers, but there's just something about him and how he plays, his great defense, and the fact that he does have a good bat and can hit for average and power at the same time. He's just an all-around catcher that is phenomenal, and that is going to get my vote as the catcher representative for this All-MLB team. Now at the DH spot, we have 5 guys to choose from. This is going to be a tough one. Yordan Alvarez, Nelson Cruz, Edwin Encarnacion, JD Martinez, and Jorge Soler have all been given the nominations for this All-MLB team. Now I have to choose one of these guys. I'm thinking Nelson Cruz or Jorge Soler. NC Boomstick hit 311, 41 home runs, 108 RBIs, and a 1.031 OPS. Jorge Soler hit 265, 48 home runs, 117 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a 922 OPS. So Soler has the most home runs and RBIs on this list, but almost the worst average, coming in at second to last out of these 5 guys. But I think I have to award my pick to Jorge of the Kansas City Royals. Most home runs, most RBIs, also the most stolen bases. The OPS wasn't great, but I'm going to go with him, and he had a career year in a lot of different categories. A lot of these guys are deserving. I want to give it to Alvarez. I want to give it to Nelson Cruz. I want to give it to Martinez and Encarnacion. But I think I'm going to go with the Kansas City DH here, Jorge Soler. Now we're going to the outfield, and we get to choose 3 players out of this select list of Ronald Acuna Jr., Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, Charlie Blackmon, Michael Brantley, Bryce Harper, Max Kepler, Ketel Marte, Jeff McNeil, Austin Meadows, Eddie Rosario, Juan Soto, George Springer, Mike Trout, and Christian Yelich. Now, for me, this is kind of a no-brainer. You got to go Christian Yelich, you got to go Mike Trout, and you have to pick Cody Bellinger. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. All these guys are phenomenal. I love saying that word, too. I don't know why. I've noticed it a lot in my last couple of videos. I just say that a lot to describe players and their numbers and stuff, but that's okay. Anyway, back to the point here. Cody Bellinger, Mike Trout, Christian Yelich, some of the best players in the game at the moment. I have to go ahead and pick them. It's just a no-brainer to me. Those 3 guys are all amazing. We all know their stats. Mike Trout, one of the best players in Major League Baseball ever, let alone just this time period. And then Bellinger came off of an amazing year, and so did Christian Yelich. You're now going to go ahead and pick 5 starting pitchers out of a huge list of players, all very deserving of this award and this title. But you have Shane Bieber, Walker Buehler, Garrett Cole, Patrick Corbin, Jacob deGrom, Jack Flaherty, Lucas Giolito, Sonny Gray, Zach Greinke, Clayton Kershaw, Lance Lynn, Mike Minor, Charlie Morton, Eduardo Rodriguez, Hyunjin Ryu, Max Scherzer, Mike Soroka, Steven Strasburg, and Justin Verlander. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up to the top of the ballot here. Immediately, I'm going to go ahead, cast one of my votes for Garrett Cole. I think that's self-explanatory. 20-5 record, 2.5 ERA, 0.89 whip, 326 strikeouts. Huge, huge numbers. As number 2, I'm going to go ahead, give it to Jacob deGrom. 11-8, 2.43 ERA, 0.97 whip, and 255 strikeouts. I'm also now going to go and scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to get to guys like Scherzer, Strasburg, and Verlander. Let me see here. I'm going to cast vote number 3 for Justin Verlander. 21 wins, 6 losses in 2019. And I actually watched one of his losses in person when I went to see the Baltimore Orioles play the Astros back in August. He had a 2.58 ERA as well with a 0.80 whip and exactly 300 strikeouts. So now we have 2 more guys to choose from here. I'm thinking. I'm going to go with Max Scherzer as my 4th pick here. 11-7 record, 2.92 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, and 243 strikeouts. And finally, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose maybe his teammate Steven Strasburg. Yeah, let's do Steven Strasburg as my 5 votes for starting pitching. I think that's a good list. We have a lot of great players to choose from, but those 5, very solid. So to close things out, I'm now going to pick 2 relief pitchers out of the list of these guys. Aroldis Chapman, Ken Giles, Josh Hader, Brad Hand, Liam Hendricks, Seth Lugo, Roberto Osuna, Taylor Rogers, Will Smith, Brandon Workman, and Kirby Yates. Now for me, my instincts are saying Kirby Yates and Josh Hader. I'm just going to give the list one last glance here to look over its stats. I'm seeing Kirby Yates, and he's a guaranteed pick for me. He had the most saves out of everyone on this list, a 1.19 ERA, 0.89 WHIP, and a 15.0 K per 9. Those are really powerful numbers as a closer. And then for my second pick, it's either going to be Chapman or Hader. They both had 37 saves, but Hader did have a better WHIP and K per 9, as though Chapman did have a lower ERA. I'm going to go Josh Hader. So I was right. My instincts telling me Hader, and then Kirby Yates. I'm going to go ahead and choose those 2 guys as my last 2 picks of this ballot for the All-MLB team. So I don't know about you guys, and I do want to hear your opinions on just this All-MLB thing as a whole down below in the comment section. But I like the idea of fans voting for the best players at each position at the end of the season. Again, it just makes a lot of sense. We vote for the best halfway through the year, and now we're going to vote for the best at the end of the year. I think this is a great idea and that they should keep doing this following the end of every MLB season in the future. But comment down below who you guys would also go ahead and vote for at each of these positions. And that's going to end it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.